Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Gun Toys. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and today we are reviewing the Maximatic Volume 4 Super Saiyan Son Goku. Really awesome looking figure straight off the bat, nice big size. As you can see straight off, the shading is pretty on point in the pants here. Not a great deal of shading or anything really going on here in the shirt. They've just left that basic. We do have a little bit of shading going on in the muscles and just the skin tones. And of course no shading at the back whatsoever, with this very distinct line of where the shading actually ends. So I know a lot of you had gripes about that with the Maximatic 3, because they didn't shade the back whatsoever. So here it's even more noticeable because of the dull colours and just how dull the Super Saiyan is compared to the front there. It's quite crazy. Okay, so I get the stand out of the way so that's not going to get in our way again. But yeah, overall profile of the figure, pretty nice. Let's start from the bottom, work our way up. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And I think we're going to find that this bottom part is reused, just like the Maximatic 1 and 2. They've reused the lower half for the Maximatic 3 and 4. Not a big deal, because I did like number 3 a great deal. But yeah, we got a bit of battle damage there, so I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same, but we'll wait till we get to comparisons. Back there, nothing really special going on there. The muscle works pretty good. Face sculpt is pretty good. The green of the eyes is quite vibrant. I appreciate that. The sculpt work in the shirt and the muscle is quite good. We've even got his wristbands. They're all frayed. Very nice. Overall, the sculpt and the paint is pretty good. No complaints from me there whatsoever. And as for the paint, I really like the overall colours they've used. I think they've used the perfect blue, the perfect orange, and the perfect Super Saiyan colouring. It all works well, and just, I think it looks great. Okay, now that we've looked at the paint, the sculpt, the shading, let's jump into a height breakdown and then get into some comparisons, shall we? So for height, he's standing just a little bit over 11 inches tall to the very top of his palm of his hand here, which in my opinion is a pretty damn respectable size, guys. Here he is in a comparison with the Manga Dimensions Grandista Bardock, and here he is in a comparison with the Maximatic 3 Son Goku. And now looking at them together, I completely understand why I didn't pick up on them being reuse, straight up with the bottom half of the figure. And that's because of the slight changes with the belt and the boots and all that. It's slight changes, but if we take that off, I'm willing to bet, just like 1 and 2, yep, just like that. So yeah, that's actually not bad if you want to change up the era of your Goku, but yeah, that's something to keep in mind, guys. It is a lot of reuse. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with it, because if they can produce two amazing figures like this and only reuse, you know, the lower half, I don't see a problem with that, especially when they look as different as they do with these two figures. 1 and 2, I think they cut it a little bit too close, because they do look pretty much identical, the lower halves. Whereas this, there's enough variation for them to kind of get away with it. But I have no problem with reuse of stuff like this if it means we get another awesome figure like this Super Saiyan Goku here. Number 3 is still my favourite of the Maximatic line, but I do really, really like this new Super Saiyan 1 as well. Okay, now time for final thoughts and score. So my final thoughts is, well, you know, they've reused some of the stuff. They could have obviously done something with the shading here, because that's just abysmal how that just ends right there. And it makes the back look very, very dull. Granted, you're not really going to be displaying it from behind, but still, it's the little things that count, especially with such a high quality figure. It wouldn't have taken much effort to throw in a little bit of shading on that back. Okay, now time for score. Now this is a little bit tricky because I do really, really like this, but that shading just, it does fall down, and I really remember so many comments on the Maximatic 3 about how many of you guys were just either didn't like the figure or the shading was a really, really big letdown for you. I think it's only fair that I give this guy a 9 out of 10. I think the rest of the figure is fantastic, and it deserves a 10 if that shading had a little bit more effort to it, even here in the shirt. I know it's nitpicking a bit, but I know a lot of you will agree with me on this. Alright, fellow collectors, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button right there. Don't forget you can also follow me over on Facebook and Instagram at GalletGunToys to connect with me there too. Thank you as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.